Okay, so this is the Black Label Speedy, and it's different looking, you can tell. It's real pointy, kind of stretched out, long body. I built the Speedy to have a small profile, fast, tighter, not super tight, but tighter action square bill. Now let's talk about why I would want that. You know, the smaller profile and the tighter action are two main things that I look for a lot of times in the colder months of the year. Or in the fall when the water gets really clear. The other thing I really wanted out of this bait was depth. It's really, a bait that has the right action but only run a couple feet deep doesn't do you a lot of good in the colder months of the year just because you can't get it to where the fish are. So don't let this bait fool you when you look at it. The Speedy will actually, on 12-pound test line, it will actually run 7 foot deep, which puts it in that flat bait category. So I know what you're thinking. Well, I got a box full of flat baits, and I do too. And there's definitely a time and a place for both. So let's talk about that for just a second. Why the Speedy over a flat bait? Well, a couple of things. For me, the Speedy, because it's a square bill, the square bill naturally makes better bottom contact. So I can fish this bait, I feel like, better creeping it along on the bottom, which is a super cranking technique for the pre-spawn, wintertime type aspect. You can also fish this bait pretty fast and it's very stable, which the speed aspect of it is a really big player in the fall when the water's real clear. A lot of times your fish get on small bait, they're hard to get to bite. You need a bait that you don't get a super good look at it. So there is times where I feel like you need both. Another thing I want to talk about with the square bill design is the square bill, when it is making that bottom contact, because of the fact that it's wider, you get more bottom disturbance. And so what am I talking about when I say bottom disturbance? Basically what I'm saying is if you can envision any bait fishing its way along, touching the bottom, some baits are gonna kick up more dirt or sediment than other baits. You take a flat bait that has a round lip, you're only a very small percentage of that lip is ever touching the bottom. With the square bill that the Speedy has, there's more bottom contact from the lip, causing it to create a bigger disturbance. Excellent idea if you have real dirty water, something we all face a lot of times in the early part of the year. Some of the toughest fishing conditions that you have in the year are when the Speedy is gonna really be a player. Those are a few of the things that I use it for. This bait it's one of those baits a lot of guys are gonna look at and say, hey, that's a great niche bait. I keep telling y'all, it's gonna become my new slogan. All baits are niche baits. This is just another tool to have, and the day that you need it, you'll be glad you've got it.